Here is an example that should help you understand how to use conversion factors to perform unit conversions. The question is to convert a distance of 20 meters into feet. Step 1 is to write the original amount as a fraction. In this case, that means taking the 20 meters we start out with and writing it as 20 meters over 1. The reason for performing this step should become clearer later on. Step 2 is to find a relationship between the start and finish units. This time we are starting with meters and we want to finish with feet. The best way is to find out how many feet are in a meter, or you can also find out how many meters are in a foot. Let's assume that I look it up on the internet and I find out that 1 meter equals 3.28 feet. I'll write that down and put a box around it just to indicate how important it is. Although really, I could have used any equation that had both feet and meters in it. In fact, I could have said 1 foot equals 0.3048 meters, and that would have worked just as well. Step 3 is to take that relation and turn it into two different conversion factors. We can turn the relation 1 meter equals 3.28 feet into either 3.28 feet over 1 meter or 1 meter over 3.28 feet. So I'll write both of these down, and step 4 is to choose which of these factors will cause the original unit, which is meters, to cancel, leaving feet. This is where we look back to the original fraction we created in step 1. In this fraction, meters is on the top. So we need a conversion factor with meters on the bottom if we want meters to cancel. So the factor we need to choose has to be this first one with meters on the bottom. So we have to use 3.28 feet over 1 meter. Now that we know what to multiply by, step 5 is to multiply the two fractions together. The 20 meters over 1 we started out with times 3.28 feet over 1 meter. Meters cancels out, which I'll show on a new line just to make it extra clear what I'm doing. And we're left with 20 over 1 times 3.28 over 1. And the only unit left is feet. 20 times 3.28 is 65.6. And the unit for the answer is feet. And that's the final answer. So we can write that therefore 20 meters is the same as 65.6 feet. Now, step 6 is to check your answer somehow. So in your head, try and think to yourself about whether this answer makes any sense. Is 20 meters about the same distance as 65 feet? If you have some intuitive idea of how much those distances are, then think in your head about whether they might be the same. Is there any other way you can check this as well? It's usually a good idea to look over your steps to make sure you didn't make any mistakes, and you can look over my steps to make sure I didn't make any mistakes. Make sure the units really did cancel and you didn't put any numbers in the wrong place, and check your calculator calculations as well if you have time. You shouldn't just take my word for it on any of these answers, even though I think I'm pretty reliable.